Imagine waking up to a world where almost nobody asks why anymore. The feed moves, the crowd reacts, and truth is decided by whatever gets the most hearts. Fast takes replace deep thought. Noise replaces nuance. That's not Cepheus, the water we swim in. Today, we re-unpacking why critical thinking is vanishing, and how a culture of collective stupidity quietly took its place and, importantly, how you can step out of it. If you value clear thinking, subscribe, because this channel is for people who still choose curiosity over comfort. Clear thought is slow, careful, and inconvenient, but everything around us rewards the opposite. Instant replies, hot takes, and tribal loyalty. Algorithms feed you more of what keeps you scrolling, not what makes you wiser. Classrooms teach answers, not inquiry. Workplaces prize compliance over courage. When being fast and certain wins more approval than being thoughtful, the mind takes the easy path. React, repeat, belong. Your brain wasn't built for the non-stop siren of notifications, takes, clips, and pings. When input overwhelms, the mind reaches for shortcuts. We copy what seems popular. We mirror people we admire. We accept what's familiar. That's social proof, inaction not reason, just a shortcut that feels like reason. The result? People aren't dumb. They're drowned and they cling to whatever floats. Deep reading trains attention, and attention is the engine of analysis. But most of us live in skim mode. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Skimming is great for volume and terrible for grasping complexity. You can't evaluate claims, weigh evidence, or follow a real argument when every 2 seconds you're re-interrupted by something recommended for you. Without attention, critical thinking doesn't vanish overnight. Calcifies. Your mind runs on 2 gears, fast and slow. Fast is reflexive, emotional, energy. Slow is deliberate and effortful. Our media diet keeps us locked in fast gear. Outrage spreads faster than nuance. Certainty goes viral. Doubt gets cancelled. When emotion leads, we defend identities instead of examining ideas. We don't ask, is it true? We ask, is it ours? Groups give belonging. Belonging feels like oxygen. So we trade independence of thought for the warm blanket of agreement. We silence doubts to keep our place at the table. The irony? Progress has always come from those willing to risk being the odd one out. But in a climate where dissent is treated like betrayal, people learn the quiet lesson: agree to stay, or think and pay. Here's the trap. When ideas become identity, questions feel like attacks. If my belief is me, then changing my mind feels like self-destruction. So we armor up. We curate proof, ignore disproof, and call it research. The mind stops exploring because exploration threatens the tribe and the tribe rewards the faithful. That is how collective stupidity grows, not through lack of brains, but through fear of change. There is an economy of attention and a politics of emotion. Both profit when you're reactive. Calm minds don't click as much. Nuance doesn't mobilize as fast. If you're constantly agitated, you're easy to steer. If you're constantly entertained, you're easy to sell, too. The outcome is the same: a population that feels informed but rarely examines. The deepest reason critical thinking disappears isn't capacity, it's courage. Thinking risks your certainties, your labels, and sometimes your friendships. It asks you to tolerate the tension of, I don't know yet. That's uncomfortable. But discomfort is the price of clarity. The moment you choose truth over approval, you stop being programmable. So here are practical antidotes. Metapause. When something spikes your emotion, pause for 10 seconds and ask, what is this trying to make me feel and why? Opposite day. Once a week, seek the best argument against your current view. Don't understand. One long read per week. Train attention like a muscle. Slow questions. What would change my mind? What's the strongest counterexample? Right answers. Don't just comment. Input audit. Curate your feed to include at least 30% voices you disagree with but respect. And solitude reps. 10 minutes a day without phone, music, or notifications. Let your mind finish its own sentences. Now, the mindset shift. Swap ego for inquiry. Try this identity. I am a person who updates, not a person who is always right, but one who's always refining. You don't need louder opinions. You need cleaner lenses. The goal isn't to win debates, it's to see reality more clearly today than yesterday. If this resonated, don't let it end here. Comment 1. Belief you're currently re-examining. On what evidence would change your mind? That's how real thinking grows. In conversation, not echo. Share this with someone who values clarity over clout. And if you're building a life around curiosity, depth, and courage, subscribe, because this is where we practice thinking in public without the panic. Stay curious. Stay awake. Keep thinking.